elegance, class, tradition. These things are all heavily associated with the game of chess. An old game, a brilliant game, a game that conjures images of old men playing it in parks at last light, exuding their wisdom upon the younger generations. Except now, it's everywhere.
Ain't nothing like a funky beat.
From YouTube to Netflix to even this.
Mogul Chess Boxing Championship.
Despite being nearly 5,000 years old, the game of chess is as alive as it's ever been.
Cross over the top.
And in some pretty weird ways these days.
So let's make something to capture our own piece of the hype with my most ambitious build yet.
Now, the robo in RoboChess is obviously going to be a robot, specifically a robotic arm. And well, robotic arms actually take a lot of work to even be semi-accurate, and believe me, this is from experience. In my previous video, I showed the struggle I went through using ChatGPT to make a robotic arm do the simplest of tasks, and the process was painfully annoying. Turns out, having a computer automate its own automation just doesn't work out super great. In fact, my conclusion to its performance was simple.
AI is stupid. I mean, I can do so much better.
So let's do better. And unlike my last video where I just made a robot kill itself, I'll be making a robot that actually has a hard task. We're building a robot that plays chess. And I'll do it entirely from scratch. Well, kinda.
So here's what I'm thinking.
We'll have a human player on one half of the chessboard, and we'll set up a robotic arm on the other. Easy AI project, right? Chessbots have existed forever, so easy peasy? Lemon squeezy?
But what's special about that?
What's special is that instead of just being a generic AI that controls the arm, I'm gonna make the robot player controlled by mimicking moves made on a custom website. Essentially,
I'm here at my house, and I have the physical chessboard. That means I can play with the person in front of me if there was to be someone there. But you're not the same, because you're not in person. You are at your house. And the two of us ordinarily can't really play together. But we can connect these two because although I'm here
and you're online,
we're both doing the same thing, playing chess. So we can make this work. You kick up all your game information to the cloud, and from there, it gets sent to my arm, which is going to take that information and use it to continue playing the game. And then that is going to play chess with me.
Long story short, I'm playing physical chess and you're playing virtual chess, but we're doing it together.
It's not that bad.
So let's do it. Most projects like this one just tend to use these things, Arduinos, which is basically just a brain for your hardware, and pretty much every creator uses them because of how easy and cheap they tend to be. Lame, we're not taking any shortcuts. So let's make our own. We'll go into KiCad and start working on our own schematic so we can get things done exactly the way we want to. We basically just need a bunch of ports for the connections coming from our chessboard, as well as some of the basics like power and some pins to program things. Throw those into the layout and go through a bit of tinkering, and bam! Now we have a working virtual model of our circuit board. We'll send that off to the manufacturer to get built, and while we're waiting, we can work on the specifics for the arm. Last time I just 3D printed parts I found online, but durability was definitely an issue. Luckily, you can buy servo mount brackets online, so after a quick order and a sprinkle of firmware code, pretty quick we had an arm that we could start testing with. And things were going well. Now all we have to do is detect chess pieces on the board before we start sending data to like a million different places.
Yep, all of this.
And the easiest way to do that is simply to buy chess pieces with magnets in them and then use things called Hall effect sensors, aka sensors that respond to magnets, to know if a piece is actually on a particular square of the 8x8 chessboard.
But Thomas, doesn't that mean you're gonna need to put sensors on each one of the 64 squares of a chessboard? Well, actually, yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's way too many sensors and a lot of work that I just don't feel like doing. I am a college student after all. So we'll cut the standard 8x8 board down to a 5x5 board, which is actually a real variation of chess called Gardner's chess, and it's actually pretty fun. Much like regular chess. But the important thing is that we cut down from 64 sensors to only needing 25. but that does still mean we need new custom boards to read those sensors.
Man, I thought I was done.
Schematic, layout, ordered. And finally, they've all arrived, and I gotta say, I think they look pretty cool. There's even a nice logo on it, and the whole thing looks pretty crisp if you ask me. Now we just solder on our parts, do a little bit of testing and debugging, and do some last minute alterations like design and 3D print some new grabbers to pick up the chess pieces easier, and RoboChess is done. Sorry bud, you've been outclassed. Your design was old and now we're about the finer things. Our friend on the computer makes the first move, and the robot follows suit. A bit shaky, a bit slow, but the job gets done. That makes it my turn, and with a free capture, I'm not gonna pass it up. So I decide to take a move that's replicated on the website, so our games are always matching. And since the next obvious move is for him to simply also take, we get to watch one of the funniest things the arm does. Grab your piece and toss it out of the way before dropping its own where yours used to be. I mean, captures had to happen somehow, right? This was just the funniest. The game goes on until finally we're at the end game. But at the end of the day, a bad game of chess is a bad game of chess, and much like my game from earlier, it ends in a loss, which can only mean one thing. I was actually so happy the way things turned out, I decided to give the arm a bit of elegance of its own. And thus, the journey of RoboChess was complete. $1,000 subs, no 7th month gap this time, new videos coming soon. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you soon.